Is the body the source of consciousness? You can say, of course, because if you damage some part of the brain, you lose consciousness. But that takes us through another consideration. To take a simple example, you take a radio, and you put the radio here, it's doing nothing. You turn it on, you hear the music. Now, is the radio producing the music? This means the music is produced by the radio. It's not true. The radio is a transducer. It takes the waves that come through the radio frequencies, transduces them into a sound wave, and you hear the music. So you can say the radio produces the music, because if you break the radio, you don't get any music. But the radio is not the source of the music. Source of the music is the waves. If you take another radio, it will feel the same. It will detect this. The brain is a transducer of consciousness. It can experience consciousness. If you damage it, you will lose consciousness. You will not hear the music. But is the brain itself the creator of consciousness? It's not the creator of consciousness. It's the experiencer of consciousness. And therefore, consciousness is beyond brain and beyond individuality. Consciousness is unbounded pure being, is the self of everything and everyone. It's the unified field. The stuff of life is made out of consciousness. Now, what we have in our human physiology is some incredible machine that can experience consciousness and live consciousness in its wholeness, in its totality. Why? Because we have a machine that actually is built exactly under the same structure and function and dynamics of the singularity, which is inherent in an unmanifest level in the unified field, contains these dynamics. These dynamics become the human physiology. They contain the total knowledge. That computer or that brain now is capable of experiencing that holistic wholeness. So this knowledge of Veda and physiology, Ramayana and physiology, the dynamics of consciousness, the dynamics of the body, the structure of consciousness, the structure of the body, puts together the reality of why we can experience consciousness in the body, and why if you damage certain parts of the body, you lose certain aspects of consciousness. Why if you destroy some aspects of the body, you can completely lose consciousness, you go into coma, and still the body is not the generator, the creator of consciousness. So our body is an instrument, is a structure that allows the experience of higher states of consciousness, even though it is not itself the generator of consciousness, yet itself being also consciousness, because there is nothing else than consciousness. Everything is that pure being. Everything is that pure consciousness. So that takes us into a very interesting consideration. And that consideration is the value of this material of life, which we call consciousness. It's the stuff of life. The stuff of life is really the building block of creation, the building block of physical body, the building block of the universe, is made out of pure consciousness. That's the unified field. And it builds itself up, and it expresses itself in so many different fashions and ways. And one of the ways is that complete package, which is the human being. And that human being package is able to experience the totality of the field of consciousness. That's the dignity of a human life. And that's why the birthright of every individual is to live totality and to live wholeness.